Well, I have a feeling this won't be the end of our troubles. What was y'all's names again? I'm sure you said them. I wasn't paying attention.
None of us. I said that multiple times, but that was more to get the point across that I'm not my son.
So your name's not your son? Got it.
No, my name is Alistair. Alistair Len.
Alistair Len.
Artemis Emmerson.
Lilly Cruz.
We all got kids or something. I remember something like that.
Or something like that. Well, we saw yours.
How old is he again?
Quite the handful.
He's a good kid. A little bit more than I bargained for, but I love him nonetheless.
That's how kids usually are.
To answer your question, Artemis, should be right. He's about 5. He's about to turn 6 sometime soon.
You shouldn't have kids if you ain't willing to bargain.
It's not that I was willing to bargain. It was more that Scarlett walked up to me and said, "Well, I may or may not have a kid in 9 months," and I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't remember. I just remember waking up and she was standing over me and I was on the ground.
She had a baby in her hands and you were like, oh.
The announcement's always the shocking part, isn't it?
She said I passed out. Don't feel like I passed out, but I passed out apparently. I apologize if he made much of a ruckus.
So, 5 you said.
About to be 6. Mm-hmm.
Bit of the overexcited, wants everything, wants to tell you everything, every single little detail, even the things that you know that they're just learning. So
you can't see me, but I'm nodding yes.
Just have to smile, nod.
I'll stop doing that eventually. Eventually I won't tell you nothing.
That's what Scarlett keeps saying, though I don't know with him.
They grow up so fast when they got human blood in them.
What do you mean? You got a half-elf?
Yeah. Little Emily is the light of my world. Don't know what I'd do if I lost her, like I lost her mom. Never mind.
I can't imagine what I would do if I lost Lucas in any way. At all. If I ever left home, I'd have to go find him. But I don't surmise he'd ever do that.
She learned how to pick the locks on my bedroom. I don't know how, but she did.
But you had him in there.
I keep my tools rather in my bag. That's how I keep Lucas out of trouble, but the last time he wanted to get himself into trouble, he ended up mixing 2 chemicals and almost blew the house apart.
The girl's a handful, I swear. God bless any man or woman she ever ends up with. Because she is probably going to go places.
I hope she goes places, because dear Lord, if anybody gets with anywhere near my son, I have mercy on them. Though he's my family and I love him anyway.
Well, they're around about the same age, sitting on a little play date.
I don't know.
Maybe. Lucas is more the kind of kid who will walk up to somebody and then tell him his name and then continue to tell them things that he shouldn't.
Yeah, so you guys are just literally through the air. There's like the sound of winds whistling past your ears.
I do hope that he doesn't take my child somewhere. Oh my god, what something happens to him? Let us begin to freak out.
They'll grow out of telling you everything, eventually.
Well, she was like...
I have a meta question.
What's up?
How are human-elf relations seen in your world?
Outside of Azurfelt, pretty good. I mean, not like great, but like some people see it a little, but for the majority, it's fine. Especially in places like the Mistridden, it's good. Places like Spireheld's a little iffy about it, not too much. Azurfelt, yeah. Are you guys good on continuing, or did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I wanted to know if Lily had anything to say, because it's just been me and Cole at the moment.
Mine's older than y'all's. I suppose it could offer a bit of advice, but it sounds like we're from rather different walks of life.
You'd be surprised.
Just now, when I got yoinked out of this, we was in the home stretch of a 2-week-long cattle drive up in the Foden and back down to the ranch. Naturally, I was looking forward to having a meal cooked over something more than a campfire, but Suppose we can't have nice things anymore, can we? Fucking 2D buckaroos gotta come in and tell me to go jump down holes. Look at bones in the world pillar.
Well, the more you know is always the better option, in my opinion.
I'll have to disagree. I know what I need to know.
And I'm not one to tell you different. You know, I hate to pry. It's not really my thing. It's more like my wife's job. You have a centaur child?
No, I have a horse and I have a boy. They're not the same thing.
I wasn't insinuating they are. I was just more interested in how you came about him.
Look, wherever you heard this from, you got it wrong.
If you say so.
After falling,
I'm
something
gonna continue to eat my cookie.
finally. Okay, something finally catches you.
Can I take as close of a look as I can have?
Are you gonna try and land near it?
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
What about you, Lilly and Artemis? Are you just gonna keep falling, or are you gonna try and see what's below?
See what's below. Yeah, let's land. Or try.
Lilly?
Try to roll into the landing so it doesn't collapse my lungs.
Yeah, I was gonna
This time.
acrobatics this. I was gonna acrobatics this
Yeah.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Three of you start to try and edge yourself in the air, and you realize the light seems to be coming. Seems to be coming out of the side of one of the walls, or what you assume is a wall. And as you get closer and closer and closer, suddenly you're close enough, and everybody's the roll being acrobatics.
13 plus 5, 18.
15 plus 4, 19. Yeah.
12.
I guess it could be athletics as well if you're just landing. So if anyone's better at athletics, we ain't that.
Nope. Acrobatics, please.
22.
The score was a 20. So Len and Artemis, both of you try and land, but you've been falling, you've built up a lot of speed, and you just kind of crash into the ground. Luckily, you managed to get a bit of a roll off, so it's not as bad as usual. The air isn't completely knocked out of you, but you land basically a mile of there. Literally, basically superhero landing. And I say it's ground, but it's not. The
More
light
bone.
coming is tiny little cracks and tiny little holes in what seems to be another door. And beneath you, instead of bone, is actually misshapen old wood.
I'm gonna walk over to the crack.
All you can see is the light. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
but
walk over to the light.
Lilly and Artemis, you can see this wood isn't the only wood. You can also see what seems to be a unbelievably rickety set of stairs going both up and down.
My God, I'd rather
I'm walking over to the light.
I'd rather fall more than
Immediately
go down the
shocked.
stairs.
You're pretty sure it's another door, pretty much identical. Well, no, not even pretty much. Roll me an investigation check.
So 19
Yeah.
plus 9.
It
28.
is.
Didn't our 2D buckaroo say not to touch any doors until he showed back up?
Huh?
Yeah. You investigate it. It is perfectly identical. You open it up.
Yeah.
You just fucking throw it open, and
Yeah.
immediately you can see these enormous mountains, and there's this blinding light that burns into the darkness that just completely dazes you. And after a few minutes of blinking to try and adjust your eyes, you look out over this enormous sky and these huge fucking mountains and loads of trees around you. You are at the base of the world pillar on the lower plate.
Len is like, I recognize this, right?
Yes, you do not want to be here.
Well, let's go downstairs.
What was that?
Nothing at all. Let's
Artemis, you also recognize the lower plates. And although you've been here before on certain aspects of your duty, but you probably shouldn't be down here at the moment. You're supposed to be up on the middle, and it's not really a good time to get caught, on this shit.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, Lily had one glance outside and then just kept moving.
yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no, huh?
Well, what
you
now?
recognize... No, we're not dropping this. You recognize it in here too. And and he's like kind of like he's kind of like in your face a little bit, and he's like walking around, and he's like,
So we weren't supposed to touch doors. Like going down the stairs.
What she said.
These stairs feel like they could buckle at any second beneath your feet and just collapse. But they aren't. Despite their incredible fragility, they seem to be holding incredibly well. And as you start heading down, you guys very quickly realize that these set of stairs seem to be wrapping around the now much larger outside of the world pillar, just heading down into the darkness.
should we just jump again?
Can I slide down the banister?
You will probably get mini splinters in your coochie, but sure.
They're gonna put down their hat, and then they're gonna sit on their hat and then slide. Honestly, actual good thing. You could actually do it with my idea.
Be a lot slower than just falling, but yeah, you could. Be more fun.
Is there more room to fall?
Oh yeah, you are in the center. The world pillar has expanded like 40 times. Like before you were inside of it, now you are inside of it. There's so much room to fall.
Len is just gonna like look over at the darkness in the middle of it, and he's gonna look down at the stairs, and he's like,
I'm gonna
if there's room to fall.
clamber up on the banister and just like coast down it on my feet basically until I fall, and when I fall, I'm gonna start leaning into the void.
Okay.
Artemis is just gonna walk though.
Artemis, you see Len just kind of like step up and then pop off, and you watch Lilly disappear into the darkness with a sick ass slide, real hip. Okay.
I'm gonna just jump off.
You guys want to talk some more, or do you want to move ahead? Because it takes another 3 hours before.
Let's have if anybody wants to have a chat, let's have a chat. It's more fun.
There was a little bit of an interesting thing that just happened.
I wonder why down there of all places.
That place looked familiar to you? I mean, I don't.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't need to be poking our holes and nose in any more doors, alright?
No promises.
Oh, wherever it is, it's not anywhere I recognized. So.
As you guys have been following, you can continue replying. I'm just going to interject right here. As you guys have been following for the past 7 months, you've come across many more bone-like structures. Some of them very humanoid, but twisted and changed, and not at all what you would expect to actually be in a person or an animal or anything. Almost like gross mockeries of bone structure in a region. Along with many more spinal columns that protrude and head down the pillar and then reconnect back into the walls. You also see things that you might attribute to like shoulder blade or rib cages, especially sticking out and like surrounding and constantly creating this great cave of bones just sticking out inside of it. Occasionally, you'll hit one of these, just jump off. But as you go further and further down, you see more and variety in these structures, and they also seem to be getting bigger. At some point, you swear you see, you're in the middle of falling, so it's like impossible to really get a good look, and also the darkness, but you swear you see an enormous, misshapen animal skull peering out at you through the darkness before you fall.
Note to self, investigate world pillar.
Seeing all this just makes you want to investigate more of it?
Of course!
This
And then
is
Len goes
fucked
on like a
up.
dribble for like 20 minutes about how like it's super interesting and all different like ideas and theories he has. To attribute it very well, it's very Lucas behavior.
So you're an archaeologist.
Of sorts.
That's that wizard man.
Not a wizard. I don't have magical affinity.
You do wizard shit. It's close enough.
No, it's not. Wizards study and learn their powers through the knowledge of books. I do my magic through the idea of alchemy.
And where did you learn all that alchemy? In books?
Stop sounding like my wife.
Sorry, your wife is smarter than you.
Well, you know what they say, behind every wonderful man, there's an even better woman keeping him in line. Is that the household that you have, Len?
Depends on the household you have, Artemis.
It would be if she was still here.
My apologies.
It's fine.
What's behind every successful good woman, though? Everyone always says that quote. What's behind them?
To put in terms of my wife, a very sharp brain.
I was thinking like 4 bottles of whiskey, but that works.
Oh god, no. Ew.
She also enjoys a nice drink every now and then.
Like, only for
Ugh.
celebration.
I know that it's also like a product of like you guys playing characters that are pretty similar, but I love that this is literally just the Yui Santiago Lucas like interaction. Just it's like this. It's like really similar, like how
I don't think it's meaning to be either.
I know, but I love it.
Which I would be doing now if I'd had the opportunity to get my herd back,
I'm sure your
cut the
child
hay
can
bales out
handle
and
it.
crack open bottles.
Of
I'm not
course.
mad about him not being able to handle it. I'm mad about this 2D asshole thinking he can go tell me what I'm doing. Roping me into shit I didn't want to do.
Well, it's a fun adventure, let's say.
Adventure. I've been on an adventure for 2 fucking weeks.
Yes, but not like this.
I'd rather chase off coyotes than do this.
I'd rather be home getting dinner with my kid, personally.
Len is very silent, but I do know in his head he's like, this is pretty normal for me.
This is about average. Normal Tuesday night.
Usually, my wife
Why
would be here.
anyone would want a life of gunslinging and blood shedding and
That's her thing.
adventuring and alchematizing and whatever it is you do beyond me. I got my shotgun and I got my cows, I got my boy, I got my farmstead. I'm happy.
Aside from the whole farm aspect, you sound, again, like my wife. She has her guns, and she has Lucas, and that's what matters to her.
Maybe don't combine those 2 things.
She's been thinking about teaching him.
How to use a gun?
Oh, you need to wait like 5 more years minimum.
No, she thinks
You're human, right?
She thinks when he turns 6, she's perfectly fine. He's perfectly fine with it.
No, don't give sick. Listen,
No!
you don't give
You
6-year-old.
can't talk her out of anything. I'm sorry, I've tried. You know, speaking of, maybe she did learn how to wield when she was young. Maybe it's better that way. You know what, I'm just going to stay out of that. Artemis, truly, my apologies. It was a insensitive question, to say the least.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was years ago. You'd think someone would be over it by now, but apparently I have not.
It's death is a hard concept for most. Believe you me, I have my fair share of loss.
Do you actually know what happened to her? Or do you...
I do, actually. I do.
Okay. I'm not asking if Cole knows. I'm asking if Artemis knows.
Artemis does
And
know.
also does Cole. Okay, make it.
Cole knows, Artemis knows, and this one is one that can't change last minute.
Well, what I can say is I'm not the best at feeling communication, but I'm all ears.
Okay. What, do you want me to just spill my entire life story to you, a complete stranger that I have never met?
Well, think of it as therapy that you can have for free, and
That's him
but
laughing.
I also can say that if you tell me, and I'm not saying that you have to, but if you do, you can spill your guts to a random stranger, and then that random stranger can say, "I'm here for you," and then you can just have it off your back. I tell things to my 5-year-old. Please.
Oh, some of the best things when it comes to little Emily are when she asks about her mom. Fortunately, she hasn't asked where she is, though I think she's figured it out by now. If there's one thing I've learned about humans, it's not only how ambitious you all are, but also how fragile, or how resilient, yet how within a snap of your finger, with like that, you're gone.
Why do you think I gave Lucas up to as Lilly keeps saying, the 2D bucko?
Oh, fuck, her name's Lilly. Too, that's right.
That must be difficult.
No, she was blonde.
Hmm.
Can I ask you something, Alistair?
Go for it.
Imagine, say, someone walks up to you, and their first impression and reaction to you is, "Hi, my friends have noticed I've been staring at you all night, and they're now daring me to ask you to dance. There's 20 gold on the line. Please say yes." And your options are dancing with this random human girl, and you don't know too much about humans in general, or this incredibly droll conversation that you are just desperately trying to get out of. Which would you pick?
I'm gonna put it in my own terms. Either I have to go dance with another girl, or I have to sit and talk to Balix. I'd rather dance with another girl than sit and talk to Balix.
I take it Balix is someone you don't like.
My uncle, yes.
I'm sorry.
He is an extremely bad influence on Lucas, and he has to stay away from him from as much as I possibly can keep.
But yeah, that's how I met my dear Lilly. A dare for a dance. We danced. She got me away from the most boring conversation I've ever had in my life, at the time. And I realized I wanted to see more of her after.
That's kind of sweet.
I just wish she were still here.
Yours is a lot sweeter than mine, I'll say that much.
Indulge me, indulge me.
Fair trade for information.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, out in whatever the town's name was, it doesn't have a name, but I'm just saying it probably does. So what I was doing was trying to get rid of the monsters kind of invading the town and making them, oh, life miserable hell, and magic involved, and it was very bad. Supposedly she was supposed to come arrest me, but she ended up helping me.
Aw.
And then I just something, and then I kept going towards trouble and hope I could find her again, and that maybe she would come arrest me so I could have a very long conversation.
I'm guessing she eventually did arrest you.
Yes. But she's so cute.
Oh, really?
Long brown hair, purple ombre on the bottom, strong blue eyes. Yeah, she's a better lack of common terminology that I could be very much nice about. She's as most. He stammers around for a couple minutes because he doesn't know what to say, and he's like, to put it in very plain terms, she's hot.
She's filled out in all the right places.
Yes. I wish I had better words to describe her. What about you, Lily? You ever had somebody special?
Nope.
Never. Not once. Ever.
I'm fucking old as shit. Not right now. None of it that matters. I got Santiago now. That's all I need to take care of is me and him.
I think it's pretty obvious, Maya. But to Lily, yeah, that question covered.
I can appreciate wanting to raise the kid just right with Scarlet gone all the time. I feel like a single father.
I can give you a few pointers if you want.
I might appreciate that. I'm not, for the lack of better term, I'm not really all that good at it.
Well, I'll admit that I have my moments. Emily.
You seem more capable than me.
Emily, right now, is taking after more her human side than her elfin side. So she's growing like a human child, and she's behaving like a human child, which really doesn't mean much in the end. Why do they grow up so fast?
Yeah, I feel like it was last week that Lucas was 2.
I remember when she was 3, little Emmy would keep trying to stay up while I was working, and it would devolve into fits of frustration whenever I would tell her she needs to go to bed, she needs to sleep, and then she's like, and she goes off on, on how I never seem to go to bed.
No, it's because, yes, you elven races tend to trance more than they would like to sleep. I suppose she's seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to, as you've seen, sometimes give a hand in putting Lucas to sleep. Because he is, like his mother, extremely energetic.
Then maybe you shouldn't be giving him sugar.
Scarlet hates when I do that. But if he keeps talking to apparitions, I need to know.
I just let the boy run around in circles till he gets so tired he falls asleep standing up.
He was one time up still doing that at 3 a.m. That began at 10 at night after dinner.
He ain't getting enough play. He ain't getting enough work.
But yeah,
Keep your body busy all day. It'll make it easier for your mind to relax at night.
Well, most of those people on Ethereum I can't really trust.
Oh no, you
But if
follow him from a safe distance with a shotgun.
He doesn't really like to leave the house too much. Keeps claiming he wants a pet of some kind. But I don't know if I want to get him a pet.
Just set him out against the bog beasts and desert creatures and just follow him to make sure you don't die.
I mean, if you're worried about him, pet, birds are low maintenance enough.
We'll have to see. I don't know if he'll be old enough to handle one.
Don't get him a cat.
A cat would be fitting. He keeps talking about one.
Don't get him
Specifically a black cat.
Don't get him a cat.
Why not?
Just don't.
I'll take your word for it.
You're not a fan of cats, Emerson?
No.
You don't like cats?
Lillian had a cat. I'm allergic to cats.
I see. Must not have ended well.
No,
I thought you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say that a cat killed her.
She died to a house cat.
No.
The average peasant would actually die to a house cat in actual term, like actual mechanics.
So you goaded a house
humans
cat
are weak.
into a self-defense situation.
God, it's like, imagine going like a good century of your life only to discover once you're dating this human girl you're allergic to cats. That's gotta be a sad day.
I'd let Lucas go out and play, but he doesn't really seem to like going outside. He enjoys when his mother reads to him, or if I do that.
As you guys are talking, you're pretty distracted, so it happens very suddenly. All three of you slam very hard into the ground.
Could he have not put a bed down here?
You slam down on rough, misshapen wood. Loose pieces strewn about, flying into the air from your impact. The wood creaks beneath you as you stand from your position, straining from your weight, despite somehow still perfectly standing from your impact. You kind of look around. I imagine you strike a light or a match or a torch. By
I
the
still
way,
had my torch.
your match, Santiago, Lilly, is nowhere to be found. That you threw down here. So you kind of strike up your torch again and you look around. As far as you can see, this entire area has been covered in wood. It looks like there is nowhere else to go down. You kind of glance around a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of darkness, but as far as you walk into the darkness, all you see is more wood on the ground. Speaking of, as you kind of look around, you do see some print. You do see some pinpricks of lights. Jesus Christ, off in the darkness.
I'm gonna pick up some of these pieces of wood and I'm gonna walk over towards the light. Is there anything strange about these pieces of wood?
No, it looks like very similar wood to the wood the door's made out of. Very old, very gnarled, eroded, just really old, almost rotten.
I'm gonna go over towards the area where the light is peeking out of.
What is Lilly and Artemis doing? As Len immediately starts walking off.
I'm gonna follow.
Following him? I also want to
Okay.
look at lights.
You guys head, and you can see once again the exact same door, the third time now.
Alright, where's our buckaroo?
Open.
You gonna throw it open?
Yeah.
I thought we were. Never mind, just do it.
You throw it open, and the wooden door it creaks as it's pulled roughly open, snapping through some kind of rough material strewn on the other side over and held against the door. You kind of glance at it as it hangs limply. It looks a lot like leather, but it's really thin and weak. It seems to have been covering the door, almost like strips over it. And you opening it has completely broken through them. You step out onto this rocky ridge, the deafening roar of what you think is a waterfall somewhere close. Your eyes take a moment to adjust from the pitch black of the pillar, but luckily it isn't too much brighter here. The sky is darkness, endless black that stretches out to infinity. Off of the rocky ridge you stand on, that you recognize now as a particularly rough section of the pillar you just came out of, is not land or another plate. Instead, far, far below, writhes and perpetually swarms this enormous black sea, interspersed with sudden flashes of light, like puny sparks of hope or lightning in an infinite storm, before immediately being swallowed up again. Swirls of red and blue sometimes peek out of the sea, giving color to the macabre phenomenon.
Lily's in the doorway, hasn't stepped foot out.
Have I ever seen a phenomenon like this in
Oh
any
my
caves?
god, no. This is unbelievable. This is something completely unnatural that feels like. As you look into this whirlpool of reality swirling beneath and around the world pillar, your eyes and mind feel weird, as if it were trying to pull your eyes from your skull, and your mind swirl similarly to it. Far off in the distance, the horizon bleeds red, flashing with light as the storm below does, but distorted somehow. The horizon's not flat, and it's not curved in the conventional sense, but twisted, almost circular, morphing before your very eyes, changing depending on how you look at it, the position you look at it in, almost like it's being absorbed by this enormous black sea beneath you. Your body feels heavy and sluggish. The air you're breathing feels both thin and thick. It's difficult to get a proper breath. It's heavy, stale, and stagnant, like a dungeon that's been sealed for hundreds of years. To your left, you see what may be the strangest sight of all down here. Above this infinite swirling sea, a small settlement somehow holds itself suspended above it, made of rotten, unsteady wood and crumbling, broken stone, arranged in a way that feels far from possible, barely hanging off the side of this unthinkably large world pillar we now stand on the outside of. To your right is a waterfall, very clearly heard roaring, its defiantly deafening roar, twisting and crashing down over the ridges of the world pillar from some unknown source, finally coming to a half rest in a large basin of water just to your right. You can see the water still spilling over the edge even here, though, finally giving way and allowing itself to be dragged into this infinite storm. As you suspect, it almost feels like it wishes to do to everything.
What?
Where's our friend?
Beside you here. Fantastic, isn't it? And you turn to see the lineman once more, stood right next to you.
Yeah, I found
Terrifying,
what you were fucking looking for.
but fantastic. Welcome
More.
to the crumbling city at the bottom of the world. Soon, relatively, it'll all be gone. But until then, I and everyone else living on this world pillar needs it to stay standing. So the first thing on the agenda is
Why does it
and he
need to stay
disappears.
standing?
He disappears again. This place makes you feel sick.
Whatever we need to do, let's get out of here as soon
I've
as we can.
I've already stormed off.
Where have you
You
gone?
left?
I'm going into this town.
As you stop forward, kind of like skittering down the ledges of this enormous pillar you're now on the outside of, a small what looks to be a good dwarf, but his skin is like deathly pale. Obviously, he has not seen the sun in many years, you would say. He's got several buckets, and he's slowly filling them all up, just staring vacantly into the water.
Howdy there, partner. Y'all speak our language down here?
He kind of like turns to look at you. Just getting water.
Answers my question, raises a whole lot of others. What's the name of this town you got here?
Bottom.
Not south. Never let Lucas down the world pillar.
Eventually, he fills up the 4 buckets he has, and puts them on this like piece of wood, and starts walking slowly off down this ridge towards the town.
Want to follow him?
Yeah.
Might as well.
He enters town, but as you try to follow right behind, don't go in yet. Someone steps out of this tent just to the side here. It seems to be a woman, just as pale as the dwarf, but holding what seems to be a glaive pointed at you. Perhaps equally dead, but she kind of stares at you with her glaive pointed.
Don't mind us. Can I try to walk by her? I'm just gonna try to walk by her.
How are you like defending yourself? Are you reaching for a weapon? Or are you just walking?
I'm gonna try to walk by her with my hand on I'm probably got a gun holster on me, and I'm gonna try to walk by her.
The Guandao immediately swerves to you, and she goes, "I'm defending."
And you're doing a great job.
Guard. You won't hurt anyone here.
That's the intention, yes.
Welcome to Bottom. She retracts the Guandao. Who's following next?
I am.
The Guandao swerves at you. I am defending a guard.
I mean no harm. I will not hurt anyone here.
Welcome to Bottom. Do you approach Lilly?
Yeah.
The Guandao's pointed at you, and once again she says, I am defending a
Sure
guard.
are.
You will not hurt anyone here.
Sure won't.
Welcome to Bottom.
Yeah.
I lean over to Artemis, and I'm like, they're all devoid of any personality.
Whatever we need to do here, take care of it quickly and get out. I feel like I'm starting to get sick.
Me too.
Where are you guys going first? Are you looking for anything specifically? Or
Looking for people.
No, just looking around.
There's a lot of people all over.
That line man, he said we needed to find what again?
He didn't say.
He didn't get to finish.
I'm gonna take a look around. Just looking.
They got some kind of watering hole.
Yeah, you got a watering hole.
I meant like a bar.
Oh, like a okay. You can look around for one. Are you gonna ask someone? You gonna go up and go, "Hey, you got any good places to drink around here?"
I'm gonna look with my eyeballs first, and then I'll ask somebody.
Roll an investigation. Sam, what are you doing?
I'm taking a good old look-see around.
Anything specific, or just
Ain't nowhere in specific, just taking a little look-see.
just doing?
Looking around too, at the town, the people, etc.
13.
Yeah.
I'm just having to look-see in general. Any sort of place where people gather.
As you're walking, do you all kind of like split up, or do you stay together?
I don't stay together given this kind of hellhole.
Yeah, Len. I imagine Len is just really hungry, and he already has food out. He's like,
What? You don't like Bottom Goal?
I don't like Bottom.
It's the music that's actually throwing me off a little.
Yeah, it's creepy. This isn't music, by the way. This isn't out of game. In game, this is what it sounds like here. There's this horrible low noises and occasional roars that you'll hear off in the distance.
They're just
Pretty much, yeah.
Horror movie
But there's
sounds.
something here that distorts sound, and there's something here that distorts the air, and you hear this it's like a constant pressure on your mind. Cole, as you're kind of heading off, everyone's a little bit ahead of you. Lily's right in front of you. Len's kind of gone off a little bit. when suddenly you feel like a rough hand that grab your shoulder and pull you around. And you see something that does not belong here. You see a visage, like an apparition, not like the blind man, but more like an actual ghost. And it seems to be he's slightly in color. You can see this tall, thin but strong-looking blonde man with this strange smile on his face, and he goes, "Well, you found yourself somewhere really interesting. Well, here, take this." And he pulls out, looks to be a deck of cards, reaches into it, pulls a single one out. For luck.
I'm going to reluctantly take it and look at it.
You look down at it, and it becomes more solid in your hand. It's a picture of what looks to be a king of some sort, on the ground, covered in blood, 10 swords stabbed into his back. And as you look back up at this man, he's gone. Cole, if it wasn't obvious, that was the raconteur.
Mm-hmm.
Making
Wait,
sure.
what?
There's a raconteur.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling, but my reaction is still, what?
The card he gave you, does Artemis know anything about tarot cards?
Unlike Yui, who knows a lot about them, Artemis has only got a rudimentary understanding of fortune telling. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the card isn't inspiring the best feelings ever.
I'm going to put that away.
And burn it later.
Probably.
Len and Lilly, you two are a little bit ahead. I'm not sure you've noticed that Artemis was caught up by something. But the two
I'm
of you kind of
invested in
head
my
a little
bucket, so he
further.
did.
Yeah. And you see this small, like, green dragon, very thin, kind of sitting at what you think might be like a stall tent. It's got like a few different strange-looking fruits.
I'm gonna take a look-see, just kind of like glancing. That's why I had, and it Len's like, I got like a second cookie, and he's just like,
I wouldn't eat the
I
food
wasn't thinking
here.
about it. On?
No, this isn't the most appetizing place.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
I don't even want the air on here to touch anything.
The
funny.
dragonborn in front of you is slightly laughing.
Gonna avoid eye contact.
Did you know 1 hour down here is a whole 7 days when you come?
So that, I don't know if that's true or not. But it's just like,
Don't stare for too long.
Well, then maybe you can tell us what the whole situation is with this quaint little place
This
y'all
is
got.
where we live. This is where we have
was it always like this?
as far back as we can.
How did you know they were the bottom?
Someone told us. He fell a very long way.
Who's this someone that told y'all?
Not sure if he's still here.
Who is he?
I don't remember.
Where was he last seen?
Would you like to buy some fruit?
No, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Headed upward? Just kind of, if there's any logic to this place. Oh, okay.
Oh, hello there. The Dragonborn says to you, Artemis.
Hi. I'm just gonna walk
Did you
past.
know that? Is he that kind of? He continues speaking. Like, he doesn't trail off, but you hear him less and less as you walk past.
But I hear
Yeah,
everything he
says.
says.
Yeah.
Because I have ears.
Did
that
you have
can
good
see
that
that.
ears?
1 hour down here is 7 days up there. Where's everyone going? Where are you headed to, Maya?
Sort of walking the streets, anyone who seems willing to communicate.
You walk up here, kind of like the main street, and you see these two people who seem to be talking to each other with a little bit more life than some of the others you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Her voice breaks in the middle of her sentence. It almost sounds like she's faking it. What are you doing down here?
Doing some jackass's business.
Oh, I understand completely. Do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? How long are you planning to stay?
Hopefully, not too long, but I don't even know if that matters.
Probably one of them topsiders like Eugene was. You should go talk to him.
Well, where can we find this Eugene?
He used to live in the part of the city that fell off.
Did he fall off with it?
I don't rightly remember.
Mm-hmm. All right, what did Eugene look like? Tell me about that, and we'll get out of your hair.
He had the most beautiful skin, prettiest eyes.
Okay, we'll keep asking around for Eugene. Thank you, kindly miss.
Anytime. Are you gonna walk past him?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Sure.
kind of have to like push and squeeze past them, and the two of them just like stare at you. The woman kind of laughing a little as you walk past. Where is Lucas and Artemis, and where are they headed?
Lucas and Artemis. Oh hell yeah.
Sorry, Len.
I was gonna head over towards like these people, like still having a look-see around.
Okay.
There we are.
You head over there, and there are a few people that you can kind of see. You would almost describe milling about. One of them has a very large stack of wood that he seems to be kind of like fiddling with and like trying to. You think might be repurposed. He's the one in the very very large coat. There's also a small one in black clothing that kind of sees you as you approach, and they go, "Oh, there.
Hello.
You shouldn't be down here, you know.
Any supposed reason why?
You're missing all your life up there. 1 hour down here is 7 days up there. Did you know?"
I did know, thank you.
We heard.
Pray tell, is there something going on that you need help with? A town, perhaps?
They'll come back later.
Who's they?
Few hours, I think. They'll start tearing at the town again, trying to take more of it back where they came from.
What's
Yes,
they?
that.
Those things? She kind of points out at the things that are swimming in the darkness. And other things. And things that aren't really like them.
Why are there people down here?
You know, I don't really remember. I think we had to. Something happened. We found...
Are you born down here?
No, don't be silly. You're not even here, Lilly.
No, never mind.
You had to?
Yeah. I don't remember why, though.
I see.
You can ask around. All everyone remembers is about 7 years ago. Something happened.
Is there anyone who might remember a little more? A name, perhaps?
I don't know.
I see.
Do you know what happened 7 years
Sea
ago?
Rose.
Sea Rose. I've heard that. Has Len heard that before?
Yes.
Again. Rose
All
again.
of you have.
Hmm? Oh.
I look over at Artemis. I'm like, again? It rose again.
Again.
Oh no, it doesn't rise again. It's always rising. It's never stopping. And soon it'll rise above us. It's just a ticking clock.
I kind of like, thank you. I'll ask some more around.
She gives you like a smile that would any other situation, might almost be cute. Almost.
Why would it rise? Why would we need this town to stay down here?
Is it stabilizing something?
Possibly. Justin. Dumb question. I mean, a dumb answer. Is there any feasible, possible idea that I could start trying to follow? Any idea that, like, for any reason, why I think...
Why this place is necessary, according to Lineman?
Yeah.
Roll me an intelligence. We'll see
Getting
if you
that
can come up with any
getting
theories.
that flash of genius to go with it?
Just so you know, there's not much to go on here. And whatever you get is just going to be whatever theory I can come up with for you. Not saying any of these are true.
That is a 26. 16 plus 10.
Maybe in some way it is related to the structure of the pillar, like Artemis said. Maybe in some way they're being used. Maybe in some way they're basically like the scapegoats for something. Maybe these people are trapped down here. Maybe it doesn't actually need to stay up. Maybe the lineman was just saying that. At the moment, you have very little information to go on.
I couldn't tell you, Artemis. It's more a number of theories. It could be that this stabilizes something, or it's part of the pillar that needs to be here, or they could just be trapped and there's no reason for it to be down here. Could have something to do with those weird...
They said that they were here for a reason, but
There's not much to go on. The lineman said something very interesting. He said him and the rest of us who stay down here.
You think he's down here?
I would like to think maybe he, as it stands, is an apparition, kind of, but maybe he has a physical form that travels around. Like a form that he can control where it goes and when. Considering he was able to, as I've put together during our little falling trip, happen to know not only my son in a later point, but had gotten us confused for them. And if I'm gathering correctly, and it's just a theory, perhaps maybe he also knows your and Lily's chili.
Lily's chili.
Chili, yeah.
Sorry.
Lily's children. They're for a hypothetical situation. Not really sure.
Why would he know my daughter?
The same answer I could give you about why he knows my son. I don't know.
I don't like
That's why.
this.
That insinuates that Lucas has gone and done something. Like I said, it's a number of theories.
I'm not exactly as smart as you. I will openly admit that.
Much appreciated.
But he knows your son. He knows
said
my
the name
daughter.
Yui, which doesn't sound familiar.
That's not a name I know. I'm hoping it's nothing, but I suddenly feel very worried.
What do you mean?
About her. I don't know. Call it a father's instinct.
I've been fretting about Lucas since he's left my arms, so let's just figure this out.
Could they be caught in the same mess?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
No, I'm
just
open to
thinking.
hearing the idea. It might help put something together.
Okay, let me just say this. This man came looking for your son and my daughter and ran into us instead. Does that mean that whatever this man wanted them to do, are they connected to the same problem?
I think if he was looking for them specifically, and this was part of their problem, he would have found them much quicker. And he wouldn't have had the issue of running into us. I don't think that it's their problem, but I think he might have wanted their help. But as you've pointed out, he ended up running into their parents, to say the least.
Where are you moving?
I'm going this
Edit.
way, and I assume me and Artemis are walking around and talking.
Right.
Okay. Maya, what are you doing? Because we just did that with Lucas and Artemis. What are you doing, Maya?
Lucas, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the sprites, and the
Len.
sprites are not helping
Think
with the
Len.
names.
Think Len. It will
I
fix
know.
everything.
I keep looking at Santiago and wanting to say Santiago.
Mm-hmm. What's with these individuals?
These two aren't talking. They're just kind of like near each other. But they kind of seem comfortable in each other's presence. And as you approach this one right here, turns to you and say, Did you know? 1 hour down here, 7 days up there.
I did know that. I did know that. Well, why? Do you know why it's that way? Anyone who might know why it's that way?
What was that name that Maya had?
Anyone who
Everyone
might have reached out?
everyone knows best.
Maybe someone named Eugene?
Yeah.
Where's he? Where's he live?
He was in the lower section of the city. Then it
Okay.
fell. He kind of like stands up and walks over here to the edge. And he looks down into the inky void and he goes, That's why. Did you know that 1 hour down here is 7 days up there? The sooner you get to it, slower everything goes. And then
Mm-hmm.
you fall in. You could be falling for hundreds of years. But for you, it's only minutes.
Yeah, that sure is how it be. Y'all got any sort of leadership here? Sheriff?
We used to. He just kind of sits down where he's standing. Back to Lucas, not Lucas, Len and Artemis. What are the two of you doing?
I guess we're going
We're
down
we're
to
moving.
here.
We're moving onto this house.
See this white-haired drow. Although he does have luscious locks, he is staring up into the void, hand gripped around the cane so tightly that his white knuckles turn even whiter. Staring off at some of the monsters that are floating around.
Excuse me. Excuse me, as Len says, the most country accent ever. Do you happen to know what happened about 7 years ago?
The rose.
Anything else?
We found this place.
You found it.
You found it when he
In the
The
sea
rose.
rose.
The sea. The sea rose.
So it's not that they fell down here, but they found it. What were they trying to escape from?
The sea.
Pointing to the void. This is the sea?
Yes.
Do y'all have any kind of like area around here? Somebody in charge or
There was.
where did they reside?
The part of bottom that fell off.
I see.
Is there no one here to maintain the town?
We maintain.
I see.
Thank you anyway. And I'm a walk off.
The edge?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and just decide to say fuck it.
See what happens. That
No,
was
I'm
your
not.
person. Santiago, what are you doing up here? Something has caught your eye. Over here seems to be a skeleton.
I will go talk to skeletons.
Okay.
The point of every D&D game, you should be able to say, I would like to talk to the skeleton at some point.
You head over, and him and the tiefling look at you. And the tiefling goes, "Oh, hello. Oh, fun
Howdy.
fact. Did you know
Yeah, it's 7 days.
that an hour here is 7 days up there?"
Yeah, I sure did. I sure did know that.
The
I'm trying to look for just that surface level information.
what?
Strange individual. Strange individual sent me down here. Looked like an apparition made of lines.
See him around here sometimes.
Do you know if he's got a name, a business?
Most of us don't have names no
goal?
more, so we don't really ask.
How'd y'all get down here?
We found this place. There used to
I'll
be
take
more
you
of the
on.
pillar, you know. There used to be a lot more. But we've lost so much.
What is all this then?
What do you
The
mean?
critters coming around in it? The void that y'all live in?
It's rising. A little more. Every minute.
What is it?
It's the sea.
No sea I ever.
It sucks everything into it. Drains it.
What
Like
has
water.
anyone
People. Like molasses.
ever come out of it?
No. They say, you know, the people who fell are still falling in it.
How do you know that though?
The lineman
No one's
told
ever come
us.
back. The lineman.
People started jumping off thinking that was the way to solve things, but he came and told us that that was a bad idea.
Do you think he's in there then? He's someone who got in, managed to find a way to communicate with people
The
outside?
sea?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never thought of that.
It was more just musing out loud. But
I've wanted to jump in. Well, if you jump in, then you live for like, he said 20 minutes before you die. But 20 minutes down here is already so much up there.
yeah, it's
But if you get even closer to the sea, then 20 minutes is so much more. And the closer you get, the more it is. It'd be like living forever. But not having to deal with the rest of the hassle.
all right. You know, I really enjoyed my. I haven't enjoyed my stay here. We need to go.
So they don't know how long they've been down here. Let me see. 24 hours, 7 days. And Len kind of like has a realization on his face, and he's like, "Yeah, we shouldn't stay down here for a day. Let's put that way. That's at least approximately, if I'm rounding up, 6 months."
When they say 7 years ago, they're talking about 7 years down here,
I think so.
right?
Is that right to assume, Justin?
Yeah. I would say
Okay,
that's
I was
safe to
making
assume.
sure. So they've been down here for 24 hours. This is 24 hours in a day. There's 7 days a week. There's 30 days in a month. 365 days times. How many weeks
Quick
in a
maths.
month?
Quick maths. Do you want me to go ahead and spoil it for you?
Yeah.
Or do you
I
want to do
feel
the
like
math?
I feel like Len would do the math.
They've been down here on the middle plate 1,216 years.
I say that after doing quick math.
Too long, that's too long.
That's
Which,
as long as
I don't know.
you elven folk live, isn't it?
Longer than most of us
Yeah,
do.
elves live a little shorter in this world. Also, I don't know if you've realized that is the exact year and date of the middle plate.
Wait, so it's what? Wait, so the number you just said is 1216?
Yep.
They've been down here since we've been on They've been down here since we've been on that middle plate. So that means that down here is the beginning. That means that everything spawned from down here. But I'm still not sure myself what happened. Something...
Artemis is making note of Alistair's statement.
Not sure what happened. But that means that That means that all of us were down here at some point, farther back than any of us can remember, I'm certain. Basically meaning that since this is the down here at the beginning, that means that for some reason, something or someone, depending, took all of these plates and just put them at different locations. And the cloud layer, being the way it is, kind of keeps that.
How do you know all that?
What do you mean, how I know all that?
What you're saying.
Len kind of like takes off his glasses and he polishes them off. They're kind of dirty from landing. And he's like, if you ever meet my child when he's old enough, you don't tell mine and I won't tell yours. I come from that lower plate. Been around the ocean long enough. I've been around on that lower plate long enough. Didn't like what the wood government was up to. Took my stray back up. Little on Ethereum, away from everything else. You seem to know yourself.
I'm only saying it because you said it first.
I'll take it from there too.
Let's just say that I work in places.
Oh, you've just described
I'm
my
sure
job
you can
perfectly.
figure it out on your own.
Artemis and Len. So you two are still walking around.
Yeah, we're still walking around, and
I've noticed.
Yeah, I feel like we
down
both
here.
probably have.
Okay. Yeah, so there is this strange staircase that seems to be like very haphazardly made, leading down like several like dozens of feet below you. But it's small, shambling flat, barely held together and falling apart. All these enormous stone structures seem to have been collapsed. The wood itself falling apart as well and falling down into the void. As you watch, an enormous section of wood literally collapses and breaks off and just silently falls down into the inky void.
It's like sound doesn't travel down here.
He seems to be tinkering with something.
One step
Definitely.
at a time. Gonna slowly, carefully, climb
go down the stairs.
Santiago, you just saw a woman step out of her tent, walk over to the edge, and just drop.
Could I see her though?
Yeah, you watch, and she just falls and falls and falls. And you actually notice as she's falling, you almost would say she's starting to fall slower and slower instead of building up speed. She gets lower and lower. She's falling slower and slower and slower. At a point, you think she's almost stopped when suddenly this dark cloud swarms, covers her. She doesn't come back up.
How far down do you think the jump is? Because I want to see something.
It is impossible to gauge. It almost feels like it's
because I have 50 feet of
and
rope,
also Santiago,
and I wanted
not
to.
Santiago, sorry, Lilly. You can do that if you want. Lilly, as you watched, like it almost looked as if her body was being morphed. Like she seemed like not like broken, but like as you watched, it almost looked like her being was being twisted and moved in certain ways that shouldn't be possible. That didn't seem to be causing her extreme pain, but that seemed to like almost shape the way her body was in strange ways. Or maybe it was just how you were perceiving that was being changed. You're not really sure.
I'm gonna kind of look to these two over here and be like, who was that?
People here gotten this idea in their head, unfortunately, that jumping off is the only way to really succeed, win, live, maybe. No one really knows the actual teachings have long since been forgotten. But some people really get it stuck in their heads.
Who gets that idea? Who made that idea?
The leader of this place, before that part of bottom fell off. Guess they got what they wanted.
And who was that leader?
Some member of some royal family. I don't know.
What'd they look like?
Kind of look like you.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. I'm gonna go find the others.
Okay. I'd say after a pretty quick search around the place, start removing you. You probably noticed them over the edge here. There's quite a large gap in several parts of this city, which, you know, isn't super structurally sound. But it does allow for easy access to the lower layers, or it did. Now this is all that remains of the lower layer, and you can see Len and Artemis heading down these incredibly rickety, incredibly terrifying looking stairs.
We're like basically like got our hands on each other's shoulders.
You have your hands on my shoulders. I have no problem with balance. Stay calm or you're gonna knock us both off.
Len is breathing.
What are you two doing down there?
I'm gonna go talk to this person.
Artemis is gonna kneel down next to him.
It's been a long.
Hi there.
Oh, you have so much color in your skin. Oh my gosh. Hello?
You're putting something together, are you?
Hi.
Oh yeah, well if you're not from here, you must be from up there. Are you heading down there,
I'm listening
Lilly?
from above.
Okay. Hi, my name's Eugene, I'm pretty sure. My name's Eugene. Who are you?
My name is Alistair. But
And
you can call me Len.
Artemis.
Oh, it's fantastic to meet you, Len. I've been down here a very long time.
What do they look like?
He's not extremely tall, but he looks considerably more malnourished than everyone else. Maybe because of refusal to eat, maybe his body's just not as adapted to eating less. His skin looks like it once may have been darker, but now he's like very
Paled up.
pale. Yeah. His hair is brown, and he seems to be wearing what was once very nice adventuring gear that seems to have decayed and like rotted and like been eaten through and just like been overused at this point. Like he never takes it off.
I'm not expecting much, but what? For some reason, I've gathered and put together, and Artemis could tell you the same. Something happened 7 years ago, which caused you to flee something, and you found this.
Oh no! I'm not from this place. I'm from up there, like you.
Oh.
What are you doing
What?
down here? What are you doing down here then?
Very long way.
You
I
found
was on the middle plates, and I was exploring, and I was an explorer, an adventurer of sorts.
Do you
And
happen
I
to know
wanted
which
to
city?
see. Oh gosh, I don't even remember. I think it was called the Abbey of Angels.
Does that sound familiar to me, Justin?
Only vaguely, like a forgotten memory.
Yeah, like I forgot, but like, do I actually know that that's like linked to the same way to the
You
thing
know
I'm about to say?
that it is a story of a very, very old city, and you have been to a place called that was not actually that place.
You're talking about the area that Azerfeld is currently sat in.
Yeah, Azerfeld. I don't know that, but Abbey of Angels, yes.
They must have renamed then. Abbey of
I've
Angels
only been
is
down here 2
relatively-
years.
I hate to break it to you, Eugene, but you've been down here for exactly 1,216 in our time.
No, I've not been down here that long. Did you know that 7 days where you come
Down
from
here-
is
1 hour.
1 hour down here?
I sure did.
Which means he's been down here for a lot less than some of these
Definitely.
people
Down
here.
here for 336 years.
How does he live that long?
No, from me, it's only been 2.
Out there,
But
yeah,
up there,
yeah.
it's been much longer.
I can't assure anything, but
7
as
days
I
up
lose my
there.
country accent, if possible, I'll see if there's a way we could spare you from
He kind of like
horrible
slumps
death.
down on the side.
I think you're making it worse.
That's not this charismatic, man.
Did you know that 1 hour down here is 7 days up there?
Yes, I know, and we have children that we would like to get back to. Just,
I'm like sitting. I'm gonna call down. Hey fuckers, y'all wanna bust out here instead of just making him feel bad?
That sounds like a good idea.
As you're talking, this thing suddenly comes screeching out of the void, straight at you guys. And
I have
since
hand in
it's
bag. I have hand in bag.
all of you need to roll me a initiative roll.
'Cause I said
Holy
busting
shit.
out of here. These are the fucking cops.
Unnatural
In
20.
hell.
26.
20.
Mine was also not natural. Do you want to just roll off?
You guys just decide who goes.
You do.
Cole, it is your Cole. Artemis, it is your turn.
Artemis,
this
it's your
thing
turn!
Barreling at you. It is this disgusting leathery creature that its skin actually looks a lot like the leather that was made to use these tents and the leather bindings that were over the door at Moorflower. It has this rippling black flesh, and as it swims towards you, and possibly no wings propelling it, it almost seems to like retreat, and the void below it seems to almost like pull at it and try and keep it down as it like screeches towards you.
So, if I'm reading this correctly, I can roll for an attack, and I can also use Dread Ambusher to do an additional set of damage.
Yeah.
If I attack
so
this
if
turn?
you do something else, you could like set favorite
Okay.
foe, but you won't get your 3 attacks. You'd only get 2 from the top.
Okay. I'm going to go with Dread Ambusher then.
Roll me to hit then.
Then I rolled a 23.
You hit. You pull back your glorious bow, this thing, which you have both sworn an oath on, and which you can swear oaths of death towards other creatures, and you let loose with this satisfying. Your arrow flies through the air. You also can attack 2 more times, so go ahead and roll those 2. If you do you also want to? So you hit this creature with an attack roll. Do you also want to make it your favorite foe?
Alright, so then I'll make it my favored foe, which is also 1d6. Okay. So that's 1 plus 7, which is 8 plus 5, which is 13.
That's 13 damage for your second hit, and roll 1 more time to hit.
Okay,
This is the 3rd time you've attacked, right? Making sure.
yes. Okay.
Sam or Maya, do you remember how much
So-
damage Cole's first attack was?
Oh, I put it down. It was 12.
Okay, so 12, 13, okay.
Okay, and so I'm rolling to
Mhm.
hit again. It's like a 28.
You definitely hit. Roll damage.
So that's 5 plus 7, which is 12 again. So that's a total of 37
Nice.
damage.
You guys watch as Artemis immediately responding to this thing's attack, pulls out their bow, pulls out an arrow, and in 3 swift movements, like fucking Legolas, just puts 3 set this thing. This enormous longbow, firing these arrows at incredible speeds, straight into the black, nauseating flesh of this thing. Sami, it is your turn. What is Len doing?
Yes, so I have plenty of setup. Using my necklace, I'm casting Blur, which was on the thing, which is on the Elder Necklace itself. That gives anything disadvantage against me. As a actual bonus action, I will be drinking the Resilience Elixir that I own, which will give me a +1 to my AC, making it 15. That's my whole turn.
Are you all okay?
Can I use my reaction to give myself a shield spell?
If they attack you, yes.
Cool. I imagine like one of the he just digs in his bag immediately and he finds something. He's like, whatever, and he just kind of goes about it and he does it. He's so nonchalant about it. While he's doing that, he's like holding onto his obvious pendant that he's been wearing, and he just becomes a little bit more blurred to see.
Santiago, it is your turn. What are you doing? You're all the way not Santiago. Sorry, Lilly.
I'm gonna shoot it. Duh. I'm just gonna tell this bitch to eat lead and hope it's allergic. 21.
Yeah, you definitely hit. Roll me damage.
I did 19 damage. With one shot.
Christ.
Yeah.
With one shot.
She's
you
popping the barrel back,
attack.
shoving more in, clicking it back up.
Okay. You guys hear the loud bang from basically Lily's. It's basically a shotgun sniper, as ridiculous as that sounds. It is this enormous musket-like gun that you can smell the black powder from here, the explosive gel. As they pull it back, take a single aim with barely looking, and then load an enormous round into this thing. It doesn't do as much damage as your 3 separate shots, but with its one shot, it still blasts off a large amount of the flesh of this thing. From across the map, this thing is going to tear into this boy in an attempt to destroy some of this. It is going to attack and probably kill him.
Oh, fuck.
This guy takes 30 damage. He has to make a DC 18 save. And he fails. I think only Lilly, you can see this, but from across the city, you only barely see this past all the buildings. You can get a glimpse of this. This enormous thing swoops down, and in one movement, bites into this guy and swallows him whole.
Where does it go?
He can't do anything. It's this thing's turn, and it is going to swoop, and actually going to try and get the person in the middle, who is the closest to him. He's going to try and attack you. Ooh, and
man has Flash of Genius.
Flash of Genius doesn't do any. Well, it helps with his strength saving throw if he survives the first bite, which he probably will. 38 damage, barely alive. He's almost dead, and he used a strength saving throw, which you would have failed, but Flash of Genius helps him out. Do you want to describe how you save him, or shall I?
Left!
I can tell you it's a bad idea to get eaten. Yeah, you literally just scream out an order, or like barge into him with your shoulder, and just barely knock him out of the way for this thing to fully like chomp down on him. He scrambles to his feet and is trying to run away. I forgot to add his thing, but it's right now. This person basically leaps off the top balcony, running straight past you, Lilly, before leaping into the air and crunching into the wood below, obviously in pain from the fall. They try and run a little bit further. They can't attack. This guy is going to run up here to try and help with this. He's not that fast. Artemis, it's your turn. This thing is right in front of you.
Okay, I am going to literally attack.
Your bow is going to have disadvantage from 5 feet.
Oh wait, so it's close.
Right on top of you guys. It's like basically, it's like half on the wood, the other half of its body hanging off into the void, and it's like it's basically scorping around on the wind, trying to you guys. It's right into you, and it's a tank right behind you. You can try and back up, but it's getting an opportunity on you.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do then is I am going to use Tireless.
Ooh, okay.
Give yourself a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. You can use this action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
So roll a d8.
Let's see, that is 4 plus 4, so that gives me 8 temporary HP.
Nice. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad.
Mhm.
That was your action, and I don't think you have a bonus action,
Mhm.
do you?
I can do a bonus action. It's a spell, actually. But no, the area is too small for that, so I'm going to probably skip that.
Len, it is your turn. New turn.
So we decided that I could use is my homunculus my action? No, it does its own thing. I had to control it on its action. Duh. It's within 5 feet of me, right?
You have to use your bonus action to have it.
That's fine. I don't need it. I don't need other bonus actions. A weapon. It's a melee weapon tag. It's ranged. I would like to hit it with my rapier while also simultaneously doing green flame blade, because that's part of the spell. Is hitting
you cast your cantrip Green Flame Blade. You kind of
Does
slather.
this count as fire damage?
I don't know what Green Flame Blade is. I think it might be. Let me check.
I think it is. It has the word flame in the name. Meanwhile, I'll roll a hit.
It's fire damage. Yep. Why do you ask?
Because I can also add my intelligence modifier on top of that.
It's only applicable when it's a first level spell.
Alchemical Savant is spells with acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage is always the spell's intention plus my intelligence modifier. Technically, I am casting a spell, and as part of the spell, I am hitting it with a melee weapon. I think it should add.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll totally allow it. Totally.
That's 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, on attack, the target suffers normal spell effects, and it leaps it leaps from the target to a different creature of choice, but I'm not going to have it move. And it takes fire damage equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is it's solid 9 damage. And on for that rapier itself, I need... Where's the 8? Where's the 8? There you are. So it's 8 plus 5 plus 9. That's a solid 22.
Nice. 22 damage. Len in one smooth action pulls out his bonus, his rapier, lathering it in this alchemical spell.
I imagine whatever it is, I put it on my hand and I just go.
Yeah, and the friction of it running through his hand lights his rapier on fire as he stabs into it with these green flames.
It is now my homunculus' turn, and I am going to instruct it because it does have flying speed and it's right next to us. I'm going to have it to hit for a force strike damage.
Hit.
That's pretty good. That's a fucking unnatural 20.
Nice, that hits.
Ooh, that's nice. It did max damage. That's 4 plus 4. It's 8.
Okay, that's your turn. Lily, it's your turn. This thing can now get your sneak attack off of you. Exactly.
God, I kind of want... Okay, I'm thinking, right? I kind of want to jump on it, but I know that's a bad idea. Is there like a glass bottle or something nearby?
Sure, you've got like an empty like whiskey bottle left in like one of your bags, and you reach into your bag and you feel like an empty whiskey bottle you had polished off.
Oh, whiskey bottles, fucking, those are thick. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking jump on top of its head and thwack it.
Okay, that's a good distance. It's not exact, so I'm gonna have roll an athletics to try and make this leap.
Was 15 plus 12.
27.
Yeah. So, Lily, you take a few steps back. Do you want to describe this fly? I always ask.
I take a few steps fucking back, and I sling my gun back over my back as I pull it out, and I'm just going to fucking pound it into this thing's head. I'm like landing on top of its head.
You sprint forward at the very end. You push off with your legs, flying to the fucking air. Len and Artemis, all of a sudden, you see Lily's body crash down on top of this thing's head, holding a whiskey bottle as it slam into it at the very end of their jump. Maya, you do take 2d6 damage from falling 20 feet. However, it also takes 2d6 damage
from being landing
Yep.
on it 20 feet.
Okay.
11. I
The
rolled a
hit?
fucking 4.
That whiskey bottle, I would say normally be a D4, but since you're jumping off, I'll also give it I'll make it a D6. So a D6 plus your strength mod.
Oh shit.
So
It's
it's 5
5.
plus your mod, which is 5, so that's 10 damage, plus the damage you took from you falling on it. So Lilly falls out of the sky and smashes this whiskey bottle on the top of this thing. It doesn't break fully, but it cracks pretty heavily, tearing into this thing's gross, rippling flesh, and it screams out in this shrill, this thing is not going to fly. It basically tears through these few houses here. Everyone has pretty much scattered at this point, but this guy
Justin.
is currently in the way. Let's go to attack.
When it screeches, is it a language I understand?
No, it's just a screech.
I think that speech. I think that screech was in Puerto Rican.
This guy is fucking dead.
Of course he is, because why wouldn't he be?
This thing is going to try and bite at you, Lucas.
Have fun. He has disadvantage.
It does,
Lucas
because
Len,
has a very,
exactly.
very high modifier. That is a 15 plus 13. That is
Was
a
that with
20
disadvantage?
Oh, that's true. That's a 10 plus 13. It's a 23 to hit. Does that hit?
What? Yeah, that hits.
You, Sammy, need to take me 15.
Oh wait, stop. I want to react.
Your shield isn't gonna help you from a 23. This thing tears into your flesh. Not bludgeoning, sorry. Piercing. Tears into your flesh as you feel it screeching inside of your mind, causing you to be dizzy as you kind of like stumble a little bit. You need to roll me a DC. You need to roll me a strength saving.
That's a 19 plus 5.
It's a 19 plus 5. Yeah, you're fine. As this thing tries to swallow you as it's biting at you. You need to roll me. Is Blur a concentration spell?
It is a concentration.
You need to roll.
I will roll you Constitution. Natural 20.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. It is this person's turn, and they run up and slice at this thing as well. This person runs up with their wand out, their stoic face not breaking for an instant, as you can see their legs are pretty banged up from the fall. As they run at this thing, it just starts slicing into its flesh, just completely wildly, carving into it with their blades. This thing's hurting bad, and there is all this horrible, you would almost say rancid blood spilling over the place now. Artemis, it is your turn.
I guess I'll back up a little bit. And
It will
attack
get an
it.
opportunity attack on you.
Yeah, screw it. I'll risk the disadvantage.
Yeah. So you're gonna attack anyway? Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
risk the disadvantage.
So go ahead and just roll me. Well, I guess you can't. So just roll me once and then twice for your first attack. What's the lower roll?
The lower
So
roll
an
was an
8
8.
plus your modifier. That's a 15, which is a miss. However, that means you have an ability, right, called Stalker's Flurry. When you miss an attack once per turn, you can attack again. So roll me another 2d20 and tell
Okay.
me the lower one.
11 is the lower one.
Yeah,
Wait, my
yeah,
attack
my
bonus
bad. I
was a
completely
13.
messed up. You hit anyway. Yeah, you definitely hit.
Does that go for the second attack then?
Yeah, sure. That was the second attack because I messed up a little bit there. You hit both. That was your 2 attacks. You only get
Okay.
3 at the beginning of combat.
Yeah.
So roll me damage.
3 plus 4, and on the d6, plus 5.
That plus your modifiers is 26 damage.
Cool.
Again, Artemis, even though it's right in front of them, just like squirming around and writhing. Artemis pulls back and looses 2 arrows into them in rapid succession, once again tearing into its flesh, very in line with their namesake. Len, it is your turn. What are you doing?
It's my turn. Bonus action. I'm drinking my healing potion, which goes for 2d4 plus my intelligence modifier again. So it's actually plus 10 because my healing spells do a lot more than you think they do. And
I don't think
that's
your
all-
healing potion is a spell, so actually it only adds your modifier. Spells add your modifier.
Fine.
again. So it's just a modifier.
Fine, because I'm about to do something else.
Okay.
That's a solid 5, so I'm gonna add that. And then I would like to cast Mass Healing Word.
Oh, okay.
And that is up to everybody who's injured around me, basically. And that's gonna be a D4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier plus my intelligence, so that's 9 plus whatever I roll. That didn't land. Everybody gets back 14 HP.
Okay.
Everybody
so,
injured around me.
Lilly, Artemis, Yui Len, and the Guandao lady all get 14 HP back.
Mm-hmm. And as
Oh,
my
yeah.
bonus, and that was my bonus action and my action.
Len pulls out like a packet of healing powder, which he rips open and spreads out as much as he can. And it settles on your skin, and you literally watch you blowing it around. You literally watch as it begins like closing wounds. That was both your bonus action and your action. Lilly, it is your turn. You are currently on the back of this thing. Roll me an athletics check to stay on the back as it's flailing about.
I probably can, because I'm looking at it. I'm good at things.
Yeah,
24?
you're good. You managed to hold on using your fucking rodeo skills to the max.
I'm gonna swing my gun back around. I'm gonna shove the muzzle into its fucking skull,
Oh my God.
and I'm gonna pull the
I
trigger.
just realized, Maya, last round, you had sneak attack. We forgot about it. You also have sneak attack now. Okay, so roll me to hit, obviously, but you can roll me with advantage because you're riding on top of it, and you've got a very good aim. So
And
roll
your
me
friends
advantage
are
to
right
hit.
within range, I think, too, isn't it?
Even if you guys weren't, they'd still have sneak attack because there's swashbuckler.
Fuck, it's 12 plus 9.
21.
You definitely hit.
Honestly,
Maya, do you so roll the damage of your gun and then add 12d6 and your modifier.
I don't have that.
Would you like me to roll your 12?
Dice.
I'll roll you 12d6. I'll roll you 12d6. I'll do
Roll
it.
me 12d6. She has that many dice. What were the other
Your
Fucking gun.
gun's normal damage and your
Yes,
modifier's damage.
12.
Add
That's not
46.
even fucking What's
That was 12d6 total.
what's
46.
46 plus 12 plus 5?
63.
Yeah. You guys watch as Lilly on the back of this thing wraps their legs around its very gross body, pulls out their gun from their back, places it on the base of the skull. Actually, Maya, do you want to describe this?
You got it pretty right. I'm fucking squeezing onto it with my spurs, and with a mighty yeehaw, I fucking pull the trigger and blast its cap.
Its
For 63
fucking
damage.
head explodes. This horrible rotten flesh and blood spurting out everywhere and covering all of you in it. You get off real fucking quick because its body begins to slowly kind of like and limply fall back into the void.
Justin, can I react with a shield to not get dirty?
Sure. Roll me a d20.
You want to use a spell slot on that?
No,
That's
it's
an
not
8. We're fine.
Okay, so Sami can cast Shield infinitely, but there's a chance a very bad curse will happen if they do every time they use it.
That's an 8. We're fine.
Sami, you invoke the powers of your cursed mark in order to make sure you don't get a little dirty. You feel this intense burning and aching in the upper part of your shoulder as this magical field appears around you, blocking all the gross gunk. It is this thing's turn now, and it is going to attack this guy. He is dead
really just
as
gonna
well.
use it for that.
I prefer to not get dirty.
Fair enough.
Well, this person is immediately going to sprint up the stairs, and this person is going to really do chase as well. Artemis, it is your turn.
Yeah, I want to, at the very least, not be on the stairs, because that sounds like a very bad idea.
They are thin and rickety and smooth.
Okay, then as my action, I'm going to activate the
Do you want
wings
to
of
describe it or shall
flying.
You hear Artemis whisper Lilly into themselves, and from behind you both glance in curiosity as you watch as their soldiers billows and expands before settling back, spreading apart as it was designed to do, as these enormous two bat wings or bird wings?
Bird.
Yeah.
These two enormous dark bird wings spread out. You watch as they flap heavily, pushing Artemis off the ground, and you watch as they literally rise into the air. You can fly. Where do you want to fly?
Up here. Is that far? Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's fine. About
Okay.
that. That is your turn and your action.
Can I still use a bonus action?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to prepare lightning arrows for my next round.
Ooh, very cool. Okay. You begin casting your spell, holding one of your arrows as it begins crackling and this magic is an electrical charge. Len, it is your turn. What are you doing?
90 feet. How far away is the thing?
Say within 90 feet.
Ha 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 ha! Casting it at 3rd level. Melts acid arrows.
Ooh, very cool. What do you need to roll for that, or do I need to roll to avoid it?
Make a ranged spell attack against the target on a hit. They take 4d4 acid damage and 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn.
Roll to hit.
That's a +9 to hit, bitch.
Nice.
That's a 15 + 9.
Definitely hits. How much damage?
When I cast this at 3rd level or higher, I can increase the damage by 1d4. So that's 5d4 acid damage. Holy shit, I do not have 5d4. I only have 4d4, so I'll roll one more after this. 11 acid damage plus 5.
It doesn't do
So
plus 5.
16 acid damage.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is, because it's acid. I remember things. So I'm casting that, and that's can I move as my bonus action?
Not as your bonus action, but you still have your movement.
Yeah, I want to move as far as 30 feet will take me.
Yeah, about.
And then I would like to invoke my homunculus servant to attack. Is it within range?
What's its speed?
It has a 30-foot flying, a 20-foot speed.
I don't.
So 30 feet, it's flying.
It can get like about here-ish. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's close enough.
Its force strike is 30 feet in damage range.
Oh, then you can do that then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like it to hit, please.
You want me to hit?
That's a 17 + 9.
Nice.
7 damage.
Do you want to describe this or should I say?
Haha, go for it.
Len, I'm just gonna have it literally chucking like a bottle of poison or acid. Len kind of like arcs
I imagine
back.
like I pull out like a slingshot. How about that?
Yeah, like a sling. I think a sling would be better. Len pulls out a proper sling and just fits a large vial of acid into it. This bubbling, corrosive green liquid before slinging it around, and with pretty expert practiced aim, slings it at this monster. The vial of acid flies through the air before smashing easily on its skin, and you can hear it screech in pain as this acid begins tearing and eating into its skin. Lilly, it is your turn.
What's the range on my weapon again? I can't find it.
Enormous.
Like if I just took knee right here and fucking pointed at it, I could hit it.
I'm 99% sure. The weapon you have has a gigantic range.
Cool. That's what I'm gonna do.
Roll me to hit. You don't get sneak attack because. Well, actually, hold on. Do you?
Do I?
These allies aren't within 5 feet. So
that's true. That's true.
Maya, the weapon you are using has a range of 200 feet normally, 800 feet with disadvantage.
Holy shit!
It is ridiculous.
Okay, it is bad news, huh? That's a 14 + 9. I give up on fucking addition. Y'all do it.
You hit.
14 + 9.
Roll me damage.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 damage?
Yeah.
You take a knee and just... Again, you guys hear this loud as the gun blasts into this guy again. Not as much damage because it wasn't as close range and there wasn't anyone distracting it, but still enough to really send it like kind of reeling. However, that has pissed it off, and it is going to come after Artemis.
Great!
You are in the middle of the sky.
Artemis now has Flash of Genius.
Oh, it crit!
Shit!
That is 66 damage.
Oof.
Are you still up?
I am actually.
Okay.
Oh my god, get the fucking land.
Roll me a strength saving throw +5 from the Flash of Genius.
Yeah, because they get my Flash of Genius, bitch.
Strength saving
Can't die in my watch.
+5.
Don't get eaten!
That was a nat 20.
That was a nat
+5.
20? Okay. So you are definitely fine.
I imagine with Flash of Genius, Len is just like making hand motions.
This thing sees you, Artemis, and it barrels through the sky at you, its enormous body twisting and churning with movement and wrinkles of its skin as it tears into you, its enormous teeth.
I'm raising
Your
my
mind-
hand, Justin. It needs to take me.
Hold on.
8,
It
9,
will.
10,
It will.
It needs to take me
It
11
will.
damage.
It barrels into you, tearing into your skin as your mind churns with panic and fear and 100 other negative emotions as you also take the psychic damage from it. However, it is also in incredible pain. How much damage, Sam?
11.
It doesn't take the +5. Just making sure you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Its skin begins to deteriorate more and more. It's still very much on its feet though as it's tearing into you, Artemis. This person is going to run up, and they're going to climb up this support pillar and try and jump on it. They're going to have to roll for that. They may go over the edge.
Oh no.
They rolled another 20! They're fine. They leap for it, and instead of like grabbing onto it like Lilly did, they stab the glaive into the side of it, holding on with their glaive, as the glaive slowly cuts down through its flesh. Definitely not down yet, but they did do a good amount of damage. They're basically hanging into its skin, using the glaive as like a pole arm to support themselves. It is this person's turn, and they are going to can't really do anything. They're going to try and throw their sword. It completely misses. And their sword goes flying off into the void. They're going to run back inside and grab another one.
Valid.
Artemis, it is your turn. You are very badly hurting. You have blood soaking your clothes.
If I attack it first, does it... No, if I disengage, does it get the opportunity attack?
It does take your action to disengage, but they will not be able to attack you.
Okay. I'll disengage then.
Okay. Where are you flying?
To land. Over here? Right around here, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. You could probably... Yeah, that's good. You swoop around it. It's trying to bite at you through the air. It's already caught you once, but you're a little smarter now. As you kind of like bait it and then duck and weave around its head, swirling around it with expert use of your wings that you've used many times before. You swoop over here. I imagine you're still flying. You haven't landed yet, but you're right above there in case anything happens. Len, it is your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna get as close as I can to it, so about right here, I'd assume.
Yeah.
With my movement, and I'm going to green flame this fucking bitch again. Fuck you.
I think it's a little too far away to hit with a melee attack.
Shoot that bitch with gun! In the spirit of my wife, I'm gonna shoot it with a gun.
You're gonna blast it?
Fucking blast it.
You have cantrips, don't you? They should do more damage than the gun at this point.
Do they? The gun does 1d10. Lightning
cantrip-
Lure does 1d8. Poison Spray does 1d12.
No.
I'll do
They
Poison
do.
Spray, yeah.
No, they do 3d12. Because you're at 11th level, your cantrips are doing 3d10, 3d8, 3d12.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, poison.
Yeah, I'll poison. I'll.
Short range.
It's 10 feet. Is it within 10 feet of me?
I'll say because the melee attack didn't hit, I'll say this is far.
Constitution.
It got a 14. Does it pass or no?
Nope.
Okay, it takes 3d12 poison damage.
Woo! +5, because it's poison damage.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's 12 plus 5 plus 9 plus 5. So let me do math.
12 plus 5 is 17, plus
12
9 is
plus
26,
5 plus 9
plus 5 is
plus-
31.
That's 31 damage in total?
Yep.
Nice. That's me. I imagine, like, another
That was a lot of damage.
vial. I just imagine, like, another fucking slingshot and just fucking let loose.
Yeah, this one, like, aimed directly at its face. It's in this noxious gas. Does your bonus action do anything?
Yes, I would like to use my homunculus to hit it again.
Roll to hit.
It's a 10 plus 9.
Definitely hits.
Woo!
Roll me damage. These things don't have super high AC.
4 plus 4 is 8. Holy shit, that's max damage.
8 damage. Wow. Lilly, it is your turn. There is someone hanging off the side of this thing. That is within 5 feet.
Shit, I guess I'll sneak
Just so you
back
know.
with my fucking gun.
Roll me to hit.
Ah, that's bad.
Uh-oh.
12.
12 to hit? Yeah, it's a miss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm probably
You
trying
do a
to,
lot of...
course correct and not shoot the person that's dangling from the thing.
Yeah, I imagine they're helping distract it, but they're also getting real in the way.
Mm.
Yeah, Lilly does a lot of damage, but they only attack. So that's a lot of damage or no damage.
Yeah.
This thing is going to turn and attack you, Lucas.
Oh, have
Not
fun.
Lucas, Len. That is
It has
7.
disadvantage.
That is does a it does. You're completely right. Does a unnatural 20 hit?
No, I don't think so.
Well, does it with shield?
No, it doesn't, because they do react. You're totally right. That's a natural 20 for my, 20 for my AC.
And I'm pretty sure Defender wins on AC, unless I'm remembering that backwards.
I think that is
this-
correct.
For this, we will say Defender wins. I think it might be Attacker wins, but whatever. Sam, roll me a d20.
Woo!
We'll roll this rule for now.
11.
If I need to change it.
11.
Yeah, if I remember in the future. Okay, you're fine. Once again, the searing pain appears in your upper arm, and you actually turn and look. Some of your cloak on your side, or your clothes, your arm, is being burned off. The clothes is literally being burned off, revealing this pretty bad demonic mark on your. This person is hanging on. They can't really attack, so they're gonna try and get up on top of it using their flames. That's pretty good. They get up on top. That was their action, though, so they are now grappling the creature, just like Lilly was. Well, they
Just
took
like
inspiration.
Lilly, you're such a positive influence.
Good job.
Of
It is this person's turn. They have come out with another sword. It is still too far away to hit. They're going to throw another sword at it. And
Understandable.
they're going to miss terribly. The sword goes sailing off into the void. They're going to run back in.
How many swords do they own?
Not that many. It is your turn. What are you doing?
So did disengaging deactivate the spell that I used?
No, so your spell was on this one down here, if you look at the map. You need to recast it on... Oh, no, sorry. The spell you used was on Lightning Arrow. That was what I was being nice about, because it got a natural 20, which meant that it did 66 damage, which means the Constitution saving throw you would have had to pass was 33.
Oh.
But I'm going to say that didn't happen, because the natural 20, you already went down so much health, it's fine. You can just use it. That's why I was being nice.
So I can still use the spell then as
Yes.
well. Okay, so I'm going to not only attack it, but can I use my command phrase on my oath bow too?
Yes, you totally can. There may be more things in the future.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you will fight them or not, but this thing is already a little low. You may not want to use that.
I will hold off on that now.
Incredibly good feature.
Okay, so I am going to hold off on using the oath bow's command phrase, temper in the extreme frustration of my character, and I am going to attack it with the lightning arrows. Okay, so that first one was a 29 per hit.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits just barely. That was a lightning arrow.
And the second one, that is a 25.
Okay, so roll 5d8 plus 7.
Is a 4 plus a 6 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8.
Total of
26
26.
damage. Plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
33 damage. I'm gonna flavor this as one very strong lightning arrow. As you pull back your arrow, it's still crackling with electricity, managing to hold on to it, even though you've been torn, bleeding everywhere. You flap your wings and rise a few feet into the air, knocking this arcing, glowing arrow back into your bow, and with a single, very quick aim, you let it loose. Instead of the normal flipping sound of an arrow, instead, you hear this enormous crackle and the sound of thunder as a flash of light streaks and pierces straight through this thing, burning its skin and doing a large amount of damage as it shrieks and roars in pain. Len, it is your turn, unless Artemis has anything
it's still
else.
down.
The only thing I can think of is moving as far the fuck away from that thing as I can.
It is angry. Okay, you're gonna move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Okay, nice.
Is it within 5 feet of me?
It is.
Green flame blade this bitch, baby!
Bye-bye!
Get a fucking roll to hit. Holy shit, that's a 16 plus 7 to hit.
That hits. Roll me damage.
Nice. Holy shit, that was maximum damage from the rapier. That is 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5. Because enhanced weapon. 5 from the fire damage.
Okay.
That's 19 damage.
19 damage in total?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you put this alchemical salt on your rapier, ripping it out. The friction lighting up with these brilliant green flames as you use the same motion to fight into its skin. The flames almost staying inside of it. How much damage did that get, sorry?
19.
19?
My homunculus
Nice.
would like to attack.
Okay, we're gonna hit.
Woo! 10 plus 9.
That hits. What's the damage?
Nice. 3 plus 4.
Okay. 7 damage.
And
This
that's the end of
thing
my turn.
is really hurting. Lilly, it is your turn. Lucas and this lady are within 5 feet of it. You can have sneak attack if you want.
I'm gonna sneak attack it with my fucking gun.
Want me to hit?
17?
Yeah. Ooh, that just barely hits. Yes, it
Oh! Okay.
Nice.
12 plus 9
Okay. 12 plus 9.
plus
5. 12 plus 9 plus 66.
12
So that's
plus...
already 21 damage.
I'll roll you some
plus 5.
66.
26 damage.
Add a solid 25.
That's 29 damage plus 25 damage is what? 55, 54? 54 damage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds
about right.
You bring up your... You want to describe this, Maya? It's killing it.
I take a deep breath and I zero in on the sights and focus, and then it fucking just explodes as soon as the bang rears out.
It slams into the wood, immediately spilling over, falling into the void. This lady jumping off. It is very, very, very dead. That's the end of combat for now.
Alright, you two-dimensional fucker, we killed you fucking things in your stupid ass town. Why don't you show back up, tell them we need to get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of this shit.
Lily, you shout that, and this person who just jumped off of it again kind of walks by you as you said that on the stairs, and they go, "It is not over. They will return, and more."
Fucking problem.
I'm just gonna come on over, back
Yeah,
over.
you see Artemis as you're flying over. A couple of different people coming out to these corpses, kind of like leaning down, touching them just a second, maybe saying a prayer, and then just dumping them off the edge.
I'm going to land on the ground next to Alistair and put the cloak away.
I would say that you've only used about, like, how many rounds was that? Like, you haven't even used, like, a minute, so yeah, you've still got basically 2 hours.
I don't know what those were. I do not want to stay around long enough to find out.
Justin, would you say I own potions of healing?
Sure, 3 minor potions of healing.
Yeah, how much is that? I'm gonna pass out.
So 2d4 plus 2 potions of healing for each.
I'm gonna cast 2 cure wounds. 1 for myself and 1 for Artemis then. And that is going to be 1d8.
Plus 10 for each. Alchemist is a very good healer at high level.
That's a 26. It's 26, so that was 8 plus 26, which is a solid 34 damage, and that boosts Len back to where he was.
Okay, that brings Artemis's HP back to 60 health.
Justin, would you allow me to create 2 elixirs because it is a 2nd level spell slot I'm expending?
No, it's a spell slot for an elixir. Doesn't matter what level it is.
I'll expend one first level and one. I'll expend one first level and one second level.
Okay. Which ones
Just
are you
two
making?
more.
You choose.
Oh, I get to choose. That's nice.
When you make them, you choose. When it's random, it's random.
Yeah, healing and a boldness.
Okay, so you can add healing and a bonus to it. Len, your mark
Mm.
is burning. It is searing
Yeah.
into your skin, and you think
I am
you can
doing my
hear
best
it.
to ignore it.
You can hear it whispering to you, and you're not
What's
sure
it
what
got
it's
to
saying.
say
You can hear it
today?
whispering. Sammy, can you roll me a d20?
It's an 8.
Roll me a d12.
Why do I have to roll a d12? I don't like this. It's a 3.
You feel the mark draining your very vitality, causing you to stagger backwards with exhaustion. You have one level of exhaustion until your next short rest.
Are you alright?
Yeah, if we just sit around for a little while.
We ain't got time to sit around.
Both Lilly and Artemis, you can hear this discordant cacophony of whispers coming from Lucas.
What's that?
Nothing.
That's what happens when one of them bites you?
No. Len is being very much like he is pushing the he knows like he obviously knows, but he's just not saying. He's basically refusing.
If something is going on, it would probably be a good idea to let us know now before things get worse.
All I will say, Mr. Artemis, is that it is something I have done to myself. It is as far as I am willing to divulge, and it has nothing to do with the situation at hand.
It's to talk to the denizens and... Oh, I'm sorry, am I interrupting something? The line man is back.